In this video, we are diving into a viral Facebook post that has stirred up some heated debates online. The post criticized the storyline of some Nigerian YouTube movies, calling out their unrealistic plots and poorly scripted scenes. Let me read you the post. Some Nigerian YouTube movies are likely for the lowest brain people. I believe that is the idea of the target audience they have in mind, because nobody, I repeat, nobody who has a dubious intention in someone's house will pick a call from their partner in crime, the same partner they planned everything with, and begin to talk aloud and narrate the same plan to the same person they planned it with. For example, a girl is cheating on her billionaire fiancé. She and her other boyfriend plan to dupe him of a huge sum of money and pin her pregnancy on him to get him vulnerable. Now, the girl, while in the fiance's house, the boyfriend calls to know how far along with the plans. She then picks the call openly in the sitting room and talks aloud. Yes, baby, I know, I am on it. I know we planned with you, my boyfriend, to put this pregnancy on him so that I can get 100 million from him and give it to you so we can relocate to the US. I know and I love you. I tried to steal his money yesterday, but I forgot his password. Just be patient. Haba mana. Haba, as in no signs of hiding or something. Next thing, boom, the fiancé heard and is chasing her out of the house. Now this Maurice himself is always a billionaire in such badly scripted movies. This was intense. Let's dive deep into this post and break it down. But before we do so, you are welcome and welcome back to this channel. If you are new here, consider subscribing and don't forget to turn on post notification, because that will notify you whenever we drop new content and gist on this channel. Also, don't forget to like, comment and share. So the post kicks off with some harsh criticism, stating that some Nigerian YouTube movies are likely for the lowest brain people, implying that the storytelling and character decisions in these films lack basic logic. Now, that's a heavy accusation. What the post is really attacking here is the lack of believability in the scripting. Let's take a closer look at how the given example really drives that point here. So, we have a cheating girlfriend who is planning to dupe her billionaire fiancé. The concept of betrayal is common in movies, right? But what makes this scene so outrageous is how unrealistically it's portrayed. The girlfriend, in the middle of these devious plans, gets a call from her boyfriend, that is, her partner in crime, and instead of being discreet, she picks the call and practically broadcasts the plan word for word in the living room of the man she's trying to scam. Now, let's be real here. Does this sound believable to you? Imagine someone plotting a serious crime and then openly confessing to it while sitting in the house of the person they are trying to scam. It just doesn't make sense. Why would anyone do that? Even in real life, people are more careful about what they say in risky situations. Yet, in this fictional world, we are expected to believe this as normal behavior. This kind of storytelling raises a major issue. It insults the intelligence of the audience. Audiences want to believe in the characters, to relate to their decisions, or at least understand their motivations. But when things like this happen, when a character behaves in an almost cartoonish way, it's like the filmmakers are saying, we don't care if this makes sense, and that's really frustrating. One thing we need to address is the balance between entertainment and realism. Yes, films are about telling stories, and sometimes those stories might be exaggerated for the sake of drama, but there is a difference between dramatic tension and flat-out unrealistic writing. When a character is supposed to be smart enough to devise a complicated scam, yet act foolishly enough to reveal it all in a phone call, the audience just won't buy into it. And here is another layer. This type of plot doesn't only break immersion, it also perpetuates negative stereotypes about Nollywood films. Critics often accuse Nigerian YouTube movies of being overly dramatic, nonsensical, or purely written, and scenes like this just fail those accusations. The Facebook post also points out a specific example using Maurice, who is often cast as the billionaire fiancé in these kinds of films. He's a great actor, but when the script is this bad, it doesn't really matter how well he plays the role. Bad writing undermines even the best performances. The main issue here isn't the actors or the overall concept of the plot. A story about deception, cheating, and financial scams can be gripping and intense if done right, but it's the execution that matters. This scene could have been a lot more believable if the character had shown some level of discretion, whispering on the phone, or stepping outside to take the call, for instance. By making such an obvious mistake, the character loses all credibility and it makes it hard for the audience to remain invested in the story. Why should we care about this character's fate if she's acting this foolish? The emotional weight of the scene is completely lost because of the absurdity. This points to a larger problem within some of these films. They underestimate the intelligence of the audience. Filmmakers need to respect their viewers, understanding that people want stories that make sense, stories that reflect real human behavior. And the way this scene plays out reflects laziness in script writing. Rather than building tension in a smart way, it relies on the easiest, most convenient way to move the plot forward by having the character blot out the entire plan, and that's just bad storytelling. But let's also acknowledge that this isn't a problem specific to Nollywood. Even in Hollywood, we see this kind of errors. Characters sometimes make dumb decisions just to keep the story going. The problem is it's happening too frequently in some Nigerian YouTube movies, making it hard for the industry to shake off negative stereotypes. So, how could this scene have been written better? Well, for starters, let's add some subtlety. Maybe the girlfriend goes into another room to answer the call. Maybe she speaks in a coded language so the fiancé doesn't catch on. That would create suspense, leaving the audience on edge, wondering if the fiancé would overhear or discover the truth. Good storytelling isn't about spoon-feeding the audience every detail. It's about giving them enough information to follow along while keeping them guessing. It's about creating suspense, tension, and believable conflict. And of course, movies should engage the audience imagination, making them think about what might happen next rather than making everything so painfully obvious. That's what makes a plot twist effective, and that's what keeps viewers coming back for more. This is also a lesson for filmmakers to trust their audience, trust that people will understand the plot without having every single detail spelled out in such a blunt and unrealistic way. And this is where collaboration with skilled writers comes in. Nollywood has so much talent, actors, directors, and writers, but for the industry to continue growing, the focus needs to shift towards high quality scripts that respect both the audience and the actors playing these roles. I also think it's important to consider the role of critic in improving the industry. Posts like the one we are discussing can help push filmmakers to think more critically about the stories they are telling. Criticism, when constructive, can inspire better movies in the future. Now, let's take a moment to talk about Maurice again. He's a talented actor, but being typecast as a billionaire fiancé in poorly written movies can limit his range. It could be great to see him in roles that challenge him more, roles that allow him to showcase his talents in a more sophisticated narrative. The takeaway from this is that Nigerian YouTube films have enormous potential. The audience is there, the talent is there, but the storytelling needs to improve. If we want the world to take Nollywood serious, we need to demand better stories and more realistic character decisions. Let's think about the bigger picture here. Nollywood is one of the largest film industries in the world and it's growing rapidly. There is no reason why it can't compete on the global stage with Hollywood or Bollywood if the stories being told are up to standard. But that starts with better writing. Filmmakers need to invest in screenwriters who can create complex, believable characters and storylines that challenge the audience instead of pondering to the lowest common denominator. But the good news is that we've seen some excellent Nigerian films in recent years with smart writing and well-developed characters. These movies have garnered international attention and critical acclaim, proving that Nollywood can produce high-quality films that stand out on a global level. And let's not forget that the Nigerian film industry has the potential to be a powerhouse, but it will only thrive if we move away from lazy storytelling and start focusing on well-crafted narratives. The fact that films with weak scripts can still draw in viewers shows that there is a hunger for entertainment, but to keep that audience loyal, the scripts must improve. So what's the solution? One step is for filmmakers to start prioritizing the script as much as they do casting or production value. A film can have the most glamorous actors and the most expensive sets, but if the story doesn't hold up, the audience won't connect. We need to hold the industry accountable. Audiences have the power to demand better stories by being vocal, whether it's through social media posts like the one we are discussing, or by choosing not to support films that clearly lack effort in storytelling. Criticism shouldn't be seen as negativity but as a push for improvement. Now let's talk about how these films can turn things around. The key to better storytelling lives in complexity. Characters should be layered, making choices that align with their personalities. A character like the girlfriend in the Facebook post shouldn't be acting foolishly if she's supposed to be a calculating scam artist. Realism is important in making the story convincing no matter how dramatic the premise. Suspense should come from the natural progression of the story, not from ridiculous oversight by the characters. If the girlfriend has been sneaky about her plans and then gets caught by an unexpected twist, it would make for a much more engaging plot. Audiences would be on the edge of their seats wondering how it all will unravel. And as the Nigerian film industry continues to grow, we should also focus on fostering new talent behind the scenes. Screenwriters, directors, and producers who think outside the box and respect the intelligence of audience will be the ones to take Nollywood to the next level. So in conclusion, this Facebook post is a call to action for Nollywood filmmakers. It's a reminder that the audience deserves better and that we all have a role to play in elevating the quality of Nigerian YouTube movies. So let's embrace the criticism, learn from it, and move forward with stories that reflect the true potential of Nollywood. So thanks for watching. If you agree with today's breakdown, hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Let's keep pushing for better films together.